Hello everyone, and today this YouTube video, as you can probably tell by the title, I'm doing a lot of different things on this video. My YouTube channel used to be based around things like railway lines and trains and stuff like that. I'm kind of going to go back into that, I promise that, but I'm also concentrating on streetlights as well, so I'm going to do a bit of all today. So as you can see, I'm going to do a tour of my layout. So first of all, I'm going to use this back wall bit first. So in the first section we have like a back of a terrace house, and we have some gardens backing onto them just outside of the station building. You can see there's an Atlantean bus here. Rather detailed one. I like Atlantean buses. I think they're really good looking buses. I mean, I hate them on ones, especially ones that look like this. Now this really does feel heavy. It is it's a proper model. To look at the thing then, got a, what do you call those? A wheelhouse for coal light, like a coal plant. Also, as I've just showed you that too, we have the main road through the village, and I'll show this in a minute. This is like the industrial area. I like industrial stuff because I kind of am industrial myself, really. I do things in an industrial way, and I do things in a way that makes a hell of a lot of noise and smell, as in petrol and diesel and that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm not going to go into too much of that. So, just sit on this seat here, because it's rather convenient. So here we have a really nice train. These are called slam door trains. This is the class 416 slam door EMU train in its original livery, with the British Rail logo on the side. We have the car park here, with a few spaces here for a village car park. Also, you might just be able to see some railway line tickets here. Also here as well, just about. These railway line tickets are so good because you can get this to the exact level you want it because of how thin the train line tickets are. So I've actually stuck them under there, but I will be making sure you can't see that eventually. This is like the entry. You've got like a phone box there, you've got a street light here, you've got a bin, you've got like a cannon, and you've got a few flowers and a bit of greenery. It's nice, you know, the entrance to the railway station. You've got a bus stop outside, rather convenient, and you have the bus station here. I like the way that the roof's done on this bus station. You know, you've got like sheets of like metal bolted together, and you can see a couple of buses in the side there, and you might just be able to see one straight ahead. Yeah, that's really good, that is. And you can see some parked around the back as well. There's 3 buses inside of there, and there's 4 spaces outside. So yeah, and you can see there's another railway line into the distance. I will be making that more official look. This is like a museum, this bit area. We've got a bowls over coal light truck from bowls over. I might actually turn the light on, see if we get some better light source. That's better. That really does make a difference, doesn't it? Now we're going to go to my area where I've kind of regenerated it a bit. So we have a wind turbine here, and you can see there's a patch here. And you're probably wondering what that is. Now, I had a leak in my room a few months ago, and that area got damaged, so I had to regenerate that area. I never used to have this building here, and I've regenerated it. We have a few houses here, Nottinghamshire style Victorian terrace houses, and we have a tudor building on the side of that. Behind we have a water mill. There's no water, it just sits there. You have to pretend that the water supply goes underneath the roads and all of that. And then we have a little side road going off to that. And the wind turbine does work, just got to find a switch for it. Oh yeah. It makes a lot of noise though, and you can get a good shot like this. I'm going to turn it off for now. Don't have that on much at all. But yeah, so that's that. I've got a few skips. I've got old trucks. This is a nice old one. Hovis lorry. Hovis bread. Goodness me. These sort of lorries were on the road in the 60s, these ones. And early 70s probably. By the 80s they kind of made new types. By then there's an old lorry behind it and a skip. A nice Bentley, a Bentley car, because obviously those people are rather posh that live in that house over there. Here we have a car accident, and I've made this scene. This is temporary, I will eventually fix this, but there's a car accident that's happened here. It smashed down a road sign, it almost fell into a house, it swerved, and there's a police car obviously on the scene, and it's fenced off around there, and also it's broken some of the bollards here, as you can see. So yeah, but I've been talking about this area a lot, but I haven't been talking about the front area. So here we have a couple of train sidings, where we have an A4 Pacific steam locomotive from Nigel Gresley, the Guillemot. And it's tender behind. We have electrolysed rails because we have some conductor rails, and we have a Tudor building opposite the other one, because I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to try and get my camera to show you, but that is a nice Tudor building. It's got some beams and everything on it, nice wooden beams and stuff, and out the back garden you've got a telegraph pole that has 12 wires on it. I've threaded those through. They're basically made out of cotton. It's a very, very fiddly job, and if you're not patient, you'll never ever be able to do things like that. Have to be patient, but yeah, they are made of cotton. Anyway, you can see a couple of signals. A few points in this layout, I've actually put some Lego objects, and I don't know why I've done that, but I just do mix Lego and Hornby sometimes. As you can see, there's a shed in the back garden. Then we have some nice neat hedgerows with some nice trees. And we have a few cabbage plants, a few benches, a man sitting on the bench outside that one. And then coming along we have a portable toilet, a skip, another street light, a phone box, and the main telegraph pole station where all the wires come down, because there's some wires that go off in other directions, as you can see. One goes off to that house, one goes from that little box there. There's ones there, there's telegraph poles there. I like including telegraph poles. And they all come down in one place pretty much. That one joins onto that post, that one joins onto that post. That one joins that post, and you have to pretend it goes down the building. Even though it goes in there, it goes to that telephone box. We've got some clock tower, and we have this nice Tudor building, which is my favourite building in the whole layout, due to it has like pegs at the front of the building, which is really, really nice. And it's an old Tudor chemist. It's got chemist, and it's got like laboratory bottles in the little window. Very nice. That's so 70s and earlier, because people actually did do that, like bottles of medicine. Then we come to our church, which is half Norman and half Tudor. The front part is Tudor, the porch, and the church is a Norman building, dating from what is it? Norman church, 1180D, 1182D. This is like the information. If you want to pause and read that, if you can read my handwriting, then thank you very much. Also, I have a OS map of it. I've actually made this OS map, so if you want to pause that and have a look at that. It's not exactly finished yet, but it's roughly the area covered by that. Roughly, that is the area. I haven't actually included that roundabout, but if I made this room bigger by somehow, it would look roughly like that. But that's the surrounding area with the water well beyond there, and it going underneath. And I think that is what have I said? That's the River Avon. But yeah, and then we have the little village green. We have a nice range of old swan neck concrete suburban style lampposts with some flowers and trees, benches, a nice load of walls, and we have a little memorial with some red flowers on it which resemble poppies. That one's fallen off. There we go. As you can see, one of them looks slightly pink on the camera, that one. Also, recently, on the 1st of January, I did a road marking scheme where I made loads of road markings, and they've actually held down by blue tack. But I think they look really good. As you can see, I'll just pause that if you want to have a good look around the village. If you want to pause the actual video and have a look at everything you can see. Now I'm going to move it around to this little thing. So we have the pub, Shepherd Neame pub, called the Railman's Arms, and we have a little old-fashioned AA box next door. These AA boxes dated from the 30s to the 50s. This is a really old traditional thing in England. It's not actually stuck down, the AA box. You could literally just pick it up, and I can do that now. You can see the AA box. AA boxes were common in the UK. They had them in every parish, every like little village, every like major junction. A bit like defibrillators and telephone boxes nowadays. course, defibrillators didn't exist, did they really? But telephone boxes have been around for a while. We have one there. We also have one over here. But anyway, let's move further down the layout. We have public toilets here. We have a few terrace houses here, as you can see. And we have an old road sign. What does this road sign say? Bend in the road. And obviously it does bend around, a bit meanders the road. Also, we have a road sign I've actually made myself in Central Junction. Just there. A6 Manchester, if you eventually join that, and you can see that's the A6, and obviously that's there, so you'll join the A6 and you head to Manchester. That, by the way, that's north, that's east, that's west, that's south, just for reference. So if you wanted to look at it that way. Yeah, so, and I've got an old road sign stuck to there, that's what I made, a few pallets. Going down there we have a wine bar shop, and we have a little house with a few cars in, little gardens, and then we have the road going off into the countryside. Here, which is, I can get a nice capture through the trees, and then you can see my model house, my terrace house, not terrace house, what am I about, sorry, semi-detached house. You can see I've got some gardens in it. In that one we have a few plants, we have a little like Victorian style street light sort of thing I've tried to do, which doesn't look that good, but I've got a washing line, got some plants, bushes, flowers, benches and stuff like that. In that one we have a shed to the top right, we have a nice apple tree, we have some bushes and different colours, and we have a little bunch of flowers to the left. And we have some nice old vehicles in them, a proper Ford Escort and an Austin 7 I believe. And then I can't remember, it's a BMW, this car. This is a BMW, I can't remember the exact type of car it is. And then this one is a Land Rover Discovery, I think. Discovery 3 might be. Discovery, it's a Land Rover Discovery. Nice little car. For size reference, my hand. So if you're 14 years old, you can get your hand out and you can roughly measure how big this is. Nice little car, made by Oxford Diecast. About £5 each per car. Then I've got some little reflector posts going along the road, and I've got a bit of grass to the road. As you can see, a grass bank to the road, and I've got a few plants going along, you know, and I've got a few more, and then we'll talk about our countryside scene, which is probably my favourite too. We have a whole cattle field here with some sheds, cattle sheds, and then we have like a field with sheep in, not many sheep and quite a few rocks. It's a humongous field. We have this line of blossom trees for some unknown reason. The pub gardens is here. We have a little, what do you call that? Wind turbine. I'm going mad today. Little the old road, and then we have an old bus from the 1960s, a Maidstone Corporation trolley bus. Unfortunately I haven't got any wires yet for the trolley bus, but it just sit nice sitting there. And we have another old road sign which I've actually made. As you can see, oh bloody hell, why can't I hold that? So you might have to tilt your device because we really can't do this very easily. But yeah, anyway, now I've got, this is now the major trade route I've got, and then we've got a cabbage field here, 2 wheat fields. You stand back, so there's 2 wheat fields. There's a field with horses in, and another field with an ancient monument like Stonehenge kind of thing, where people in Ice Age built that. It's just like an added thing. And a road that's abandoned, a farm vehicle, the major trade route going through it, included with road signs, street lights, road markings, road studs, and everything else, vehicles. Got a few lorries on there for distribution. You might have seen these before if you live in the United Kingdom. Downton delivers real distribution solutions. You might have seen these on the motorway. I absolutely love these vehicles. Just like Eddie Stobart. That's an old Eddie Stobart actually. Lucy Transport Limited, and that's an Irish company. And RJ Kingsland's Fruit and Veg. That's also an English company, but very rare. My dad used to work there, so I made a plain lorry look like that. Anyway, that's that. There's the proper Eddie Stobart you might be recognising by, more like. And I've just stored buses and stuff here. Now we'll go on to the rest of it. So that's my layout. Thank you for watching that part of the video. Now it's the second part of the video. So as you can see, that is my whole coverage of my layout. and got old Chesterfield image up there. So now we'll talk about things like these street lights. So that's a Thorn Gamma 6 street light. It uses a 35 watt source bulb, which is down there. I've got loads of bulbs and stuff down there. I've just stored stuff down here. That's a Thorn Gamma 6 on the side roads of Bolsover and many other places before LED replacements. And we've got these things from my local council offices in Bolsover. Both of them work. That would be for that one. Wait, what have I turned on? Oh, I've turned the radio on. Didn't want to do that. Silly me. And so as you can see, they both work. I'll do a proper video on those. I just wanted to show you that they actually do work. They're sun lamp street lights. It's going to take ages to upload this video. Also, I will do another video on them, and hopefully a couple of days away. I'm so sorry I haven't done a video because I do try and upload about once a week, and I do my best to do that as well. But there's been a lot of busy stuff I've had to do over the course of time. But I do try and get my videos out. But anyway, there's a model light. There's a really good image of it. There we go. And yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Subscribe, and that would be very, very nice. Comment on any future videos or anything like that, and I'll see you in the next one.